almost been 2 years since Mum passing away. And in the 2011 performance, because it was 9 days after we buried her, we didn't have time to do a tribute to her as Mum and Dad had for many of the other great Māori rangatira that had passed away. And so 2 years later, it starts off by saying, when we used to walk out onto the stage, particularly Dad, but even us, we would walk out onto the stage to perform and we would look for Mum in the crowd. And we would look for her white hair that stood out. And she was kind of a grounding beacon. And so 2 years later, when we're walking out onto the stage, we're looking for that and we're searching for her, knowing we're not going to find her. When we wrote the words in Pākehā, Tāpe and I talked about that, and that's really how that started. And this is coming from Dad after 60 plus years of marriage. This waiata Te Waka Huia o Te Waihīrere is known as his last love letter to his darling. And so he talks in there about the nights are long and they're cold and they're lonely, and you come to me and I hope to see you, but I know it's never going to happen. So although it's very sad, it starts off like that, which many of his waiata, when they composed together, did. And then we go on to the next verse, and we talked about, let's just reminisce at our young days before we had tamariki and before we had mokopuna to raise.
There's a phrase in there, nā kui whakairo nā kupu, nā hau te rangi, ka puta nā waiata waiwaia. I was the wordsmith, you were the music, and together we were a song. And so that's pretty much what sums up Mum and Dad. They did everything together. I just think back that that was Dad's last love letter for Mum. There's also some beautiful pieces in there. Kua pikihia I ngā rārangi maunga, kua tai atu koe ki te whare kareoi o te aitanga ātiki. And apirana, noi noi, irirangi, tai atu ki tō karaua kia te kani te ua. So, you know, you're with them at this present moment.
It was a bit of closure for us because the 2011 festival was very blue for the whānau and for Te Waka Huia. 2 years later, it was our tribute. That action song there is a special one. And just in terms of what Annie's talking about scanning through there, you know, you found ourselves actually scanning to look for Mum. You know, that's how sort of connected we were with the kupu, but actually looking through the crowd and looking for Mum, but knowing that she wasn't there, but still trying to look hard for her white hair out in the audience.
Typical boy style, that's so boys my tuakana, oldest brother. So all of the ballads that you hear of Te Waka Huia, most of them are composed by boys. So it's the irirangis and rangihos and this one. So him and Mum, they sort of had something good going between them when it came to composing, more so the slow ballad style, whereas we was the upbeat stuff. So, and then, you know, we all knew our lanes when it came to composing. That's one thing Mum made sure of, stay in your lane. and put it all together and hopefully it comes out with a thumbs up.